Alright, things should be good, things should be working, we shouldn't have any problems hopefully anyway, so let's test this out. What's happening? What's popping? What's good? We've got a game today. This one's going to be interesting, especially since the last one looked like it would have been pretty easy on paper. And it turned out not to be very easy on paper. You know, I thought that game would have been a pretty straightforward, you know, kind of encounter, but apparently not. That game was way more difficult than it needed to be. How are you all doing though? Anyone that's in here early, we do appreciate the ones that always pop in early. Just make sure everything's working as intended. There's usually like little bits of lag issues here and there, especially at the start of these, but I mean, as long as it holds, it should realistically be fine. But yeah, we're against Sporting today, and I mean, history says that most of these ends in draws. It's kind of where my prediction lies. It's kind of in the middle of the ground. I think it's going to be about 2 each. You'll kind of see it when I switch screens anyway, but I mean, the last two friendlies we've played, granted they were 15 and 20 years ago respectively, so a long time since you know, those two standard teams have met, but I mean, totally different squads now for obvious reasons. But still very good sides. I mean, Sporting's got some very, very good players. I think the main story for them is obviously that Victor Gyökeres. He's not came with them with training or whatever. It seems like he's mentally checked out. He wants to move. It's quite obvious now. I think that's kind of as straightforward as it gets for us. Yeah, I mean, we've came with everyone, I think, with the exception of Jota. I think that's the player that's still left out. I think most of the other ones have been included where they've needed to be. And again, I like the way that we've lined up to a high degree. Is anyone here, I still don't know until anyone puts a chat in, but hope you're all doing well regardless. I'm going to fuck around with it too much, to be honest with you. Just make sure that everything is working as intended, because like I said, it always picks right about now to kind of go a wee bit weird, so I'm just kind of going through the motions and see what one's working, what don't. That's more than fine. So yeah, it's kind of hard to get the lineups because they just don't really put them on anywhere. I mean, Sporting literally haven't put anything even on their like socials and stuff, so the best I can kind of come up with short term is something along the lines of that. If you want to all look through Sporting's lineup, you can, and then I'll run you through Celtic's as necessary. I mean, there's a couple of interesting ones. Obviously, Tierney starting, big up. We love to see that. Obviously, we see Benji get his start as well. It's kind of hard to tell based on the way that we've set out what our formation is, but what I would imagine, kind of anyway, there's going to be a lot of kind of advanced runners forward anyway, because you've got Forrest out on the right, I believe, and then you've kind of got Maeda out on the left. Aida's probably going to be the guy that's in behind, if that makes sense, and obviously Benji might actually be the one that plays in behind. It's hard to tell until you actually see the team probably play the first 4 or 5 minutes to see who fits where, but most likely it'll be Maeda out on the left, Forrest out on the right, and then you'll have probably Aida maybe playing in behind as the kind of advanced forward maybe. That's always something that could happen, you know. I wasn't expecting to see both Aida and Igren in that kind of same type of area of the pitch. Usually you would expect one to be on, the other to be off. You know, it would have made more sense maybe for Osman to get a start in this type of situation, but I don't mind it at all, and the turnout isn't miserable, by the way. I mean, I wouldn't say it's you know, full capacity by any means. I suppose that'd be the nicest way to put it, but it's still something, I guess, you know what I mean. Decent turnout. Okay, I think we'll get more of an idea of the formations and stuff when they come in, but I think Sporting's kind of got an interesting lineup just with the players that they've started with, because it's not by any means a weak side. They've got a couple of their key men in that team with no issues whatsoever. Obviously Trincao being one of them, Charisma, you've got Ribeiro as well, so there's a few faces that they could probably take advantage of, especially in the first 20 to 30 odd minutes, and they've got some options they can bring off the bench you know, as needed. I guess for us it's kind of similar, because again, this is apparently what it's always funny when you see this, but this is what they think the lineup is. Apparently that it's not. I want to clarify. It's most likely going to be that kind of 4-3-3 system, and I think maybe Nygren will play in behind as the number 10 with Ida up front. Maeda will be kind of out in the left, Forrest out in the right. But like I said, for friendlies, not many people, or websites I should say, actually, you know, focus on these types of things too much, to be fully honest with you. They don't really care about them as much, so like I said, we kind of have to work with what we've got here. I think for the most part though, it should be a pretty fun game. I think, 2-2 is reasonable. I think it'd be a kind of respectable bounce back, obviously, after that 3-2 defeat a few days ago. And again, it's not a bad defeat. I want to kind of clarify that. Most of the players that were on the pitch were kids. The ones that came on later probably just didn't do enough. But 3-2 is kind of one of those pre-season results where you just kind of raise your eyebrow and go, alright then, move on. Hopefully this one against Sporting's a bit more justified and a bit better. Things can always be subject to change, I suppose. Not really sure how this one will actually play out though. Could be interesting, I think, for the most part. It'll most likely come down to how we actually defend today more than anything else, I would say. If we can do that right, then yeah, I mean, it's always open for us to do some pretty effective counter-attack, and that's what we have done well, pretty much in intuitive games. Usually the ones where we're the weaker side, that tends to be what we do well. Kind of put the pressure on and hopefully maybe capitalise on one or two chances. Hey Denver, nice to see you, mate. First one in, or at least the first one to comment anyway. I'm doing okay. A couple of stressful days, to be honest with you. I chipped my tooth. That was fun, or at least like one of the fillings in my teeth. That was an enjoyable experience, so that needs to get fixed soon. But besides that, relatively okay for the most part. Kind of just enjoy myself. This was one of the games that I said I would cover. I know that most people will either not really be asked with this game, or more importantly, if they can be asked, it's not really going to be a case of, oh, high intensity, I need to watch this. It's more or less, I'll check my phone tomorrow at like 8 in the morning when I wake up and see that we've lost like 6-2 or some shit. But I think 2-2 is reasonable. I mean, that would be my hope. We've got a couple of our key players starting out from the get-go, which is kind of the big thing and factor for me. If we can certainly, make it count, that would be fantastic. But who knows at this point? It's kind of nice that both captains are wearing the 42 as well. But yeah, I mean, I think for all intents and purposes, if we get after a respectable good start, try and keep the pressure off in the opening 15-20 minutes or so. But the lineup's pretty straightforward. Rui Silva in between the sticks. It's Rice, Just, Gonçalves and Catamo kind of playing as their in behinds, I suppose. You've got Trincao, Frismera, Holmand. I don't know who the 52 is, forgive me. Maybe that will come up when the lineups come up. And I think Ribeiro and Quaresma are the other two. I don't know who the 52 is. But for us, it's a lot more straightforward. Obviously, it's Casper in between the sticks. You've got Scales and Dane Murray pretty much playing as their centre-back anchorings. You kind of expect the normal rights and left-backs here. It's Tierney and Ralston, which is always nice to see. And it is kind of what I presumed it would have been. Rio out on the left. You've got McGregor kind of playing as the... actually, I think he would be on the left, and Rio might push a bit more towards the right, to be honest with you. I think Benji's going to be playing a bit more in the central attacking midfield, maybe more advanced forward. As the striker, it looks like. And obviously either side you've got the pace merchants and Forest and Maeda. So this one is very, very much an interesting one. It will be very unique attacking scenarios, to say the least, but nonetheless, football is to be played, and hopefully a good game of it. If we can get something out of it, fantastic. If not, then that's kind of sad, but nonetheless we move. Hopefully we get something. It's the absolute minimum we can ask for. As long as we get that, I am more than chuffed. Always love when it does that right before kick-off. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how we shape up with this one. And already Scales is looking for that long ball, which is nice. Switches at a cross ball into Forest isn't particularly too convincing, but it's a nice show of intent, let's say. Either kind of keeps the press on Sporting centre-backs to put some pressure on, but comfortable enough. Good ball, very calm touch as well. You've got to give credit where it's due. We'll just go across the back out towards Rice. And maybe they'll try to get something going themselves. There's a few kind of spindled hands there. A couple of 50-50s, ends up back in Sporting's position nonetheless. Hey Dane, nice to see you, my guy. Great to have Tierney back. Absolutely is, to be fair. It's the one thing that you kind of want to see, is getting the starters up to fitness as fast as possible. And I mean, it's showing, because we're putting some good pressure on here. McGregor Tries his best to force the issue, doesn't necessarily work out, but the signs of intent once again showing, so we can certainly smile and say fair enough, not bad, not horrible. I've hoped this one's going to be a very... Oh, that actually is a good ball into space if he can get there, but it's just slightly overpassed. Respectable for Forrest, not really the outcome, it can be moved forward. Some body blocking going on there, Maeda gets himself involved, nice to see. But it's definitely a foul, I think, off the back of Trincao there. Yeah, just gets a bit too physical with him through the back. Don't think Sporting will complain too much about that, they'll just get it going. Hoyman just sends it forward. That's a really good header actually to keep it in play, but should be gathered comfortably by Kieran Tierney. Oh boy, there he is. Nice to know that that part of the pitch will be relatively covered, and nice to see at the very least, you know. Oh wait, have they actually updated the stats and things? Can you actually see what's going on? Kind of. Doesn't really give you too much, and we are a few minutes delayed as well by the looks of it, which is always quite fun. We should switch to this screen actually, just so you can get a better view of it. I don't know what one you would probably prefer. I would imagine this one, right? Just because it looks a little clearer. Yeah. See, most of these don't keep tabs on friendlies very much, that's why I kind of figured I'd go live for this one, give you a more up to date, what actual minute it's on kind of thing. Happened in the last stream as well. Some of them it said it was like 4 minutes in, others said it was 1, others said it was 6, you're like, no. Decent enough start for the boys in green and white though. The, you know, the original ones I should say. It's a good ball forward for Sporting, that's a great touch actually as well, and there's a potential break. Kreshma with a decent ball into the box, could be another cross coming in on the rebound though. Not fully dealt with, but Alston does well enough to maintain the first block. Gets a bit of help from Forrest and the others eventually, but it's still comfortably in Sporting's possession. Calm enough touch, rolls it in behind. There's an attempted kind of through ball to the byline, comfortable enough. Schmeichel will probably just try and fire that back into play as soon as he can. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves though. I know it's a strange time for a game of football, especially this early, but kind of tease it up. And again, this is a European level competitor, even if you want to consider it a friendly, it's still nice for a tee up. That's a great ball in by Maeda, a ball across, and I don't know what the fuck Ida was doing, but that was bad. Barely attempted to get it around either side. Oh, that should have been so much better, man. It's a simple stop in the end for Silva, you got to be honest, but Maeda was onside. The ball through was absolutely fucking perfect from Nygren. Maeda plays a beautiful ball back across, and I tell you what, it's a big miss from Ida. That's kind of a big problem. You don't want to miss too many chances like that, and it's a very, very easy one to take in most other aspects of the game. But again, if your legs ain't just fired up to full fitness, you're going to be just a little bit later to fire that one in with power. So the keeper was kind of very easy. Yeah, very easily down there to be honest with you. It's cut back and we actually still have the ball. It's another attempted through ball. Here's Ida, could get there. Does at least force the corner that time. Good effort, big man, that's a hustle. Can't block by there, number 3 in the end. Very side to side. Yeah, does well to stick his leg out. If that got across, it could have caused some damage. Hey there, Matt. It's on Celtic TV. You're outside of the UK, probably some Portuguese channel somewhere. I don't honestly know. A few big boys in that box, it can cause some damage, but it's the keeper that gets the punt away. That's not the greatest recovery touch either, but Celtic should still retain it. It goes all the way back instead. Ribeiro was kind of right there with him. Ball's played out to that far side. Snegrin, good overstep. That's a lovely layoff pass. Forrest goes for a whipped cross of sorts, but I think he just puts too much pace on it, straight into the hands of the man in yellow again. Keeper's seen a lot of action in the opening 6-7 minutes of this match, it's fair to say. Very decent start from Celtic, but again, nothing to really show for it. 1 or 2 half chances, 1 big chance, but No goals as of yet. I think Sporting are just kind of seeing where Celtic's heads are at, because again, that last friendly, for those that did watch, I wasn't here for it, admittedly, I wasn't streaming it live, but I was watching the game. Or at least, you know, keeping up to dates and highlights where I could, to be honest with you. It was just very hard to get a hold of that match, to be honest. But yeah, kind of the same sort of process, because Celtic started quite fast in that match and even got a goal or two, but it's about how you do it over the course of 90 minutes that's going to be kind of important here. That's a good ball out towards that far side. Should just look for the simple pass in here, calm enough. Like, you know, look at that Hoytman fella for Sporting, he's got a good presence about him. Doesn't have to do much, admittedly, but whenever he's got the ball, Rio's kind of not as interested in stepping in to kind of force the issue. So ball back towards Royce. Forgive me for any really bad name pronunciations as well, by the way, that is probably going to happen a lot. That's a good ball. I kind of respect that from Ida, to be fair. The little chest down touch was the right idea, but just didn't account for the fact that Nygren's pace would have probably been a factor too. We still retain the ball. Rio does okay to keep it out from under his feet, but after a few bounce arounds, it's the shots in black that get away with it. Cleared away by Silva in the end, looking for a I think Trincao there, but nowhere near anybody. Calmly says out. Celtic will get another throw in. Simple, calm, nice. Keep it on control, Murray. That's fucking class, wee man. Good stuff. Even better for Forrest with that touch, because it has opened up the final third. Lazy pass, but it's just about worked out, and it could still be going here. Maeda across the face of the box, well cleared by the keeper again. Got to say, he's been switched on for the get-go for Sporting, but Celtic still have the pressure in the final third. Ball into space, cleared calmly away this time by Sporting. A lot better defensively shape-wise. I don't think they were expecting that touch for Forrest to kick that entire attack off, but now Celtic have to do some defending of their own. Good ball forward, well taken, calm and collected. McGregor has it this time. And Celtic can just slow the ball down. You don't seem nice to see, mate. I have no idea what that means, but fair enough. I'm going to guess you're rooting for Sporting, and if you are, then honestly, vibes. Sporting are a very good side to watch, they're fun. Oh, lovely ball. Again, I like that. There's an overlap if Maeda can get there, but I think for the second time in 2 passes, Rio just puts a tiny bit too much on it. Right idea, poor execution, can't fault it. Maeda could have probably got there if he busted ass a little earlier, but I think he was just prioritising staying on side. Which was honestly the right call, to be honest. I cannot even fault that. That's like the calmest thing. I know I said honest twice in like a sentence there. Well, for all the pressure that we're having in the opening 10 minutes, Sporting don't seem too phased by it. They know that they're not going to be put under too much pressure when it comes to like extended stints, I suppose. They know it'll probably fizzle out in the next 5 to 10 minutes, but it's exactly what you would kind of hope to have seen from us, especially in kind of Portuguese heat. You want to try and get some goals on the board early, because the fatigue will kick in. Sporting will only get better, we will only get worse, especially with the substitutes that we've got. There's not too many highly reliable substitutions we can make. I'd still like to see a couple of players though. I like that Iwamura, very very solid strong player. I'd like to see him get some minutes once Tierney's legs start to tire out a little bit. That'd be quite nice. It's a lovely ball into space for Sporting. It's awkward. Eventually Scales is the one that hooks it clear, and Maeda will just keep the pressure on. That is lovely, well kept in by Trincao. A lot of their movement is coming down that right hand flank. It's played back out towards Rice. Orman's there screaming for it, but he isn't getting anything supplied to him as of yet. Calm pass, got to give credit where it's due. Lovely touch as well. It's that 52, I have no idea who he is. Trincao. Back towards his partner in crime down that right hand side, and they'll just reset themselves again. It's Hoylund. Celtic's shape is very compact though. That's the one thing I will say, we're very squeezed in. There's not a lot of space in between individual players. Lovely taking touch, calm. Ooh. And again, very well dealt with by Celtic. There'll be some extended pressure though, Schmeichel. Doesn't really do the greatest job of a clearance, but is headed back calmly by Dyson, and maybe a potential break up this flank. Good touch from Ida, doesn't really recover it well, and maybe there's another breaking chance for Sporting. It's very end to end over the last minute or two. Sporting have it just inside Celtic's half. Another break down that right hand side. Again, it seems to be the place that they're going the most. I think they know it's because Tierney's just a wee bit delayed in full fitness, so trying to expose the space where they can. The boys at the back doing a solid enough job, is just as good as the job of the attackers, you've got to say. Keeping themselves in line, no strayaways, no dumb touches where you don't need them. Just very decent. I have no idea what that means against Simon, but fair enough. I don't worry about that last word. That's just probably really fun to say. Pee-pee. I mean, if you're a Sporting man, who's the players that we'll look out for? Who's the key players? Just give me like 3 of them, the ones to watch. I'm liking the look at Trincao so far, he's very solid. Oh, like, that is a great switch again. Looks like Sporting are trying to do a bit more with the passing game. That could have been dangerous, and I say, I think it's a very bad miss for Quaresma there. Was it him that was at the back, or was it someone else? Yeah, just couldn't get his feet underneath it. It's a lovely ball in his space. You've got to give credit where it's due. Yeah, it's just sliced wide by the number 2. Can't really get a hold of it on that left leg. Just popped out to the side. Well, I feel like this one isn't even working the way that it should be. Hold on, we'll really try and fix this. But yeah, this one's probably most accurate timer-wise, I guess. So that's the one we're going with. Sorry, we fixed it. We got a slightly better one now. Oh, maybe they've actually fucking fixed the lineups too, actually, so you can actually... Yes! You can see who's playing well, there we go! Let's have a little gander. Aye, so yeah, it's pretty much what you would think. McGregor's central though. The only difference is I got those 2 wrong. I thought Nygren would be playing in there since he's more central based. That was pretty much all I really wanted to know. It's kind of obvious from the play, but who is that fucking... Simos? Is that how you pronounce that? I'm going to guess Simos. Very interesting. So they're playing with a different shape than I thought as well, because I thought it was a more of a, again, 4-3-3, but it seems like they're playing with a more advanced forward, or maybe a cam I would call it, with that Gonçalves fellow. Speaking of which, that 27's down, so... Yeah, alright, fair enough. I suppose this is the one that we'll do then. Do we have stats, maybe? That was laggy as fuck. Bit of statistics, so we can probably actually use these. Does it have the live score that stays with it? Nah, we'll just check it at half time then. I think I prefer the lineups one just a wee bit better. Sorry, this is a bit scuffed, lads, but usually during the actual season you have everything just on Google's page, but has to change for a bunch of different reasons. Do feel free to subscribe or leave a comment though. I mean, half of them have been in a language that I do not know. Anyone that speaks English, what's happening? How's your days been? Oh, that's loose. I might get rid of that blue bit. Oh, that's so cringe that you need all of that. But can you actually not get rid of it? You can, but you okay. We're not bothering with it then. We'll just go with what we got. Here's Dane. Smack our boy. That's a good pass actually. If there was someone that was a bit more switched on there, but Forrest will engage on the chase down with Benji. Oh, that's a big giveaway for Sporting as well, actually. Chance for Celtic. It's well defended in the end, though. That Hoyland again, just getting into position where it mattered. Got to give him credit where it's due, and I think that's a foul for Sporting as well. Not sure what happened, I'll be honest. Maybe he got caught on the ball afterwards. It's really good work for Benji to get that ball in. Kind of caught Jude cold, but the look at that block, that Holman fella is very solid. Give him credit where it's due. How you doing, Kevin? Nice to see you, brother. How's things? We're doing anything you could call for... Actually, yeah, to be fair, I'd say we're playing better than Sporting, but that's like... really stretching the positives, I guess. We've had chances, I will say that. The best chance of the game has definitely came from our side. I just couldn't really pick either side of the goalkeeper, but Sporting have grown into this game over the last, I'd say, 5-10 minutes or so. Opening 10 minutes would have been us. This 10 minutes definitely more Sporting's speed, but we are making chances. There is one from range for Sporting as I say that though, and that's their first big one that Schmeichel's had to parry out. Calm enough, it was from distance, so we had plenty of time to get on the end of that, but it's played out. Here's Shimos actually, that 52 is as soon as I say that, and they have a second shot in about as many seconds to be fair, but that one was way worse and just kind of bailed around the outside of the post. As soon as I said, you know, they're not having too many chances, yeah, they start immediately making chances. How fantastic. That's a lovely shot, that first one for range though. Again, calm for Schmeichel to save, but just the flight of the ball, it was very nice. It was doing the kind of slight knuckle. It's going to be a long ball into the box by the looks of it. Trincao on that far side, it's looping over everybody. That's exactly the fear. You don't want to see that happen too many times, but it rolls out the far side eventually. That big blonde is causing so many problems. How you doing, Weedle? Hello to you as well, my guy. I don't must get out of town. I know, shocking, staggering, put it in the fucking history books. Yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, it was like a hard-ish chance to take. But, yeah, I mean, most of the play to get into that position was stunning, and it was just... wasted. That is a lovely pass by Just that's a ball across it as well. Fucking hell. They're putting some extended pressure on. Stop it, respectfully. Got to give them credit for the way they've pushed up, because again, maybe like what I'm seeing on the pitch isn't this. What's actually happening is that you've got this fella that's more central, and you've got Shimosh and Goncalves playing as more of like an advanced two. Let's say picture these two here, and then Hoyland playing in there. Like when they're attacking, it's a very different type of shape, which is actually, you know, pretty impressive when you consider the fact Celtic are a team that like to break press in traditional teams. So, got to give them credit where it's due, man. But that Hoyland fella has definitely probably been the most impressive player of the game, by far. Good passing, solid defending, good aerial presence. He's not willing to back down for a challenge. He's certainly give Rio a run for his money quite comfortably. That is a great cut out for Scales. See, the best way to say this is that both teams are playing fundamentally really good stuff right now. Just a bit too much on the foul sides for both teams. I think they could maybe slow down on that. It's a friendly, you don't need to be chopping at each other's heels the whole time. But in terms of nice side-to-side type of football, I cannot complain with how we've played the tour. Just a couple of stray touches, but can't be said any different for either side. You jinxed us just a tiny wee bit. Wouldn't worry about it too much though, Chief. That's a lovely ball into space. If you want to help us out in pre-season, you can help us by liking the stream. We're not asking for any donations or anything like that, because who the fuck cares? I'm only doing this part-time for another like half a year anyway. So, subscribers, best thing you can do. Leaving a like just shows that, you know, shows YouTube that we're worth keeping in the algorithm, so you get recommended me a little bit more. But if you want to subscribe, fantastic, best thing you can do. That's a ball over the top. Dangerous, but cut out calmly enough by Fratenda. Whatever his name is, sorry. I'm liking what I'm seeing for you, Benji. Good pressing stuff, son, but again, Sport and Masters are just baiting in those extra little touches and buying themselves very, very clever fouls. They're playing a very dangerous game with Celtic's pressing line there though, but once again showing their composure, can't take anything away that. Good switch onto that far side. It's going to be a hard one to get onto, but I'll tell you what, it does a fantastic job of it. Schmutz tries his best to force the issue, but big brick here Alston is not allowing anyone through. Good shot skills. Liking it. There's some good confidence between the back two. You wouldn't expect it because Scales and Murray have both been notorious at making mistakes whenever they've had chances in the Celtic lineup, but so far so good for the lads. Cannot put a single complaint in about them so far. That's a lovely roll forward touch for Tierney. Rio gets it back straight to him. McGregor could look for an inside ball if he wants to, but opts to play it back out. McGregor, Tierney. Scales goes for the slightly more risky pass, gets in towards centre space, but it's just going to be popped straight back out to him, switched across to Murray, and out towards Forrest in turn. Keep it moving, boys. Nice calm football, 1-2 touch stuff, but not really progressing into the final third. It's more or less just see what we can do. That's a bit better for Rio, gets the over the top. Maeda might get there before his man. Forces the bounce up off the defender anyway. I think it was for a tender they got there too, and calmly enough, Celtic have another corner kick chance. Maybe we can do a bit more damage with it. That would be fantastic. It was a lovely timed over the top for Rio as well, by the way. Maeda knew that he would have had to take that first time. He wouldn't have had too much space, I would have imagined, to get that extra touch. Best thing you can do in that position is just try and force something out of the situation, which he does, gets us a corner kick, so hopefully something from that. It's going to be the big Scandi to swing it in. That is awkward too. It did actually make it over the kind of original bulk wall of black there, but no green and white shirt on the end of it to really do much. Tierney with a Rexer ball, and it's a good one, and once a fucking gain. Ida has missed another sitter. It must have rolled off his foot. What the fuck? Did it just bounce off his leg weird? Something like that's twice, lad. That is twice you've done that in 25 minutes. You're starting to concern me, mate. Why? That's worse than the first one by a significant distance. It was a lovely ball in by Tierney, but I think Ida might have just expected it to be taken a little bit earlier. Maybe he wasn't expecting to get on the end of it first. But he just misswings entirely, and it's just bobbles softly into the goalkeeper's hands. That is another major chance missed. Fuck's sake, lad, get out your arse and play some goddamn stuff. You don't need to be one-on-one with the net to score. That is a bad mistouch as well for McGregor, and that's put Sporting in behind. Awkward cross, it still might stay in play. It will stay in play. What the fuck is going on? It's side to side. So just with the cross into the box looking for anybody. And then we're just going to force it behind for a corner kick for Sporting, but once again, I want to see that chance for Tierney again. Was either onside? He was onside. Yeah, he just fucking misses it entirely, man. I'm left-footed. That annoys me so much. It's a great ball in by Kieran. You can't take anything away from that. His run is perfect. Does everything perfect up until the touch, and it's just softly laid off into the keeper's hands. So disappointing, man. You could have argued that he would have had 2 by now. At least if his shooting boots were on, but I guess not. In the Champions League, we'll need those going in. Yeah, I mean, in any situation you want them to go in, you don't want any scenario where your striker's missing any easy chance like that. It's just disheartening because, again, the play was perfect, does all the right things to get to that position, just isn't really switched on when it comes to the finish. You have a feeling if you have Kenny or Osmond on there, higher chance of that one hitting the back of the net. I get it's either on his weak foot as well, but you're a striker, you shouldn't really have a weak foot from 6 yards. I suppose now's the time to miss your spot on, mate. That's the way I'd look at it as well. If you're going to have mistakes and try and get yourself up to speed, pre-season is literally the whole point. Was it a goal? It was not, I don't know, but it was a very good chance. It was a lovely ball into the box by Tierney, brilliant overlap and run by Ida. He just didn't really get his legs set, and it's the second miss in 25 minutes for him, so ideally, yeah, I mean, as Annie just said there, it's something more about efficiency. You want to see that. That's kind of the bare minimum. You want to see a striker score the efficient chances that you get from close range. You can forgive it if it's two really good shots from 30 odd yards out, but that Ida miss was literally from point blank. He just did not get enough on the end of it, so there's that. Getting in the positions, a good sign, goals will undoubtedly come. Yeah, over the course of the season, absolutely. That's the thing. There's a slight water break going on there now, in case you're curious. It's obviously very, very warm. I'm just talking about Gyökeres right now, the Sporting player that's not getting involved too much. At least in recent training sessions, apparently. He's getting fined. He'd pull Ida off at half time. Maida should be through the middle anyway. Why put a guy that needs 30 back on the wing? I think it's just because it's where he's naturally praised to be. I think it's more or less just Rodgers trying to experiment to see who works best where. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, Maida, we know that he's more or less like a what would you call it? Yeah, a god. So he can play all across any part of the pitch. You could probably put him in net and he'd still be able to make a fucking major contribution to the match somehow. But Ida's, you know, he's the classic striker, which is all well and good if you're a fantastic version of it, like a Zlatan Ibrahimovic or a Romelu Lukaku when he was at Everton, like that type of efficient. But he's not. He scores goals. You can't take anything away from Ida. It's just the fact that he needs like 4 or 5 chances before he actually puts one in the net, and it's kind of annoying that happens more often than not. Because you do get the occasional game where he'll have like 3 shots and score like 4 goals somehow. But games like this were 2 really good opportunities. Hasn't really done too much with them. That's a lovely chance for Sporting actually. Hold on, I will shut my trap because there's a chance. It's well cleared by Celtic, but it's still hefty pressure. Shimoish lays it off for Hoyland. So Joss plays it back across, and they're going to try and funnel up the left hand side. Here's Quaresma. Calm again. No real bullshit to deal with there. They eventually just go all the way back. Oh, look at Maeda's press there. That could have been something. Instead, it just opens up a bit of space down that right hand flank again, and here's a potential chance. Good Chavez with the ball into the box, doesn't find anyone, cleared away, but not really that far away, but 2-3 yards. Ball across again, Sporting are on the loiter in behind. It's an awkward one, and eventually... Oh, I thought it came off a Celtic body. I must have came back off of Ribeiro there. Never mind, goal kick for us. You're surprised that he hasn't dropped his wall. Nothing's wrong with his grip. Just literally everything else about his finishing ability. He'd be a very solid centre-back, I'd say that, but... that's probably about it, so like, that's actually a good way to describe it. He's got like a striker's instinct with a defender's finishing abilities. Did it come off his shin? Yeah, I mean, I think he just didn't expect it to get through to him. That's going to be a full one for Barky McGregor, surely. Referee, okay, well, he's went blind temporarily. I mean, it is very, very sunny out in Portugal, so you can forgive it. Man needs glasses, or more importantly, a Specsavers fucking sponsorship. Chance for Sporting. Into the box, shot deflected, and tell you what, Schmeichel might have seen that a bit late. Did enough to tip it around the post, good save for the Great Dane, but again, a bit too easy for the step-in chance. It's definitely a foul on the build-up. There's no way that's not. Doesn't win the ball, takes the man out, but from there they move the ball forward quickly and nearly creep it into that near post off the bobble. Looks like it took a slight nick off the inside of Dane Murray's like leg, softened the shot just enough for Schmeichel to kind of scamper over and push it. No years following Celtic, never seen anyone with the work rate of Maeda. I think you could probably ask most people that have ever watched Scottish football and they'll tell you when it comes to work ethic, yeah, no, Dyson is one of the best at the game. Just one of the best, full stop, I would say. Not even the best at Celtic. He's comfortably the best at Celtic, probably one of the best in Britain, I thought. That's how we got into the World Cup squad before Kyogo did. That's a good break forward. Forrest. Nice lay off. Ralston. Oh! Ralston! Decent shot! Once again, it's soft! This time it's not Ida, but it's Nygren, and it should have been better. Again, very good for Ralston to break into the box. It's slightly fortunate with the deflection. I think off the back is it just there. Or is it just, sorry, fucking hell, that. But yeah, it just doesn't fall fucking nicely enough for Nygren to really get a powerful shot off. But again, doesn't pick either side of the goalkeeper, hits it straight at the fella. Third time in a row we've done that. Come on, lads, like we could literally have had this game wrapped up by now if yous were switched on. That is very depressing. Oh well, fair enough. How many likes have we got on this stream so far? Can someone look and tell me if it's above like 10? Because ideally we're aiming for about 20, 25. If we can hit it. Oh, that was calm. I like that for Nygren, very decent. That pass out for Tierney was not as decent. Even his reaction tells you he was pissed off there. He just kind of stopped and went. Sporting have the ball now. Chance to break forward. Slightly optimistic pass, I will say, trying to kind of force that in behind, but no one's there. Gonçalves just kind of raises his hand as if to say, my bad, boys. Happens to the best of us. 12. Fantastic, so we only need like 8 more. If you could help us out, fabuloso, we love to see it. Oh, Dyson, good feet. Very calm, manages to retain the ball, gets it back towards our skipper, who in turn gets it back towards Scales. Murray, lovely pass actually, went very risky between all of the 4 bodies in black, but found the one green and white shot and it's opened up some lanes. Here's Forrest, up against his man. That ball in is slightly dangerous, but also slightly overhit, so out on the far side, goal kick, and he in turn does exactly what Gonçalves does, just kind of raises his hand as if to say, yeah, my bad lads, my bad. Definitely not disheartened by the performance that I'm seeing so far. I'm absolutely fine with it. Genuinely very, very, very pleased. Minus the finishing ability, that's probably the one, like, big strike of this game so far, which is ironic considering the fact that's the one thing that we kind of want to do ourselves. That was awkward, I'll tell you what. Very calm, very nice, sir. Yeah, Sporting have definitely stepped in a little bit, that's for damn sure. Does it show the stats anywhere? It does. This is the thing about the fact that it's always pre-season, they don't really cover too many, but I think they have a live statistics one in this that I can show you, but I mean that's bullshit. We've certainly had more than 2 shots, but they don't update them. They update them every like 20-25 minutes. Like maybe we'll check back at half time and it should update that, but the stats have certainly not that, I can assure you. Sporting have had more than 2 shots and we've certainly had more than a few. We've had at least 3 sitters by this point, so yeah, that's the thing about pre-season games, especially when it's not a major match. Like if it's, you know, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich or something, yeah, of course there'd be stats for that, but Celtic v Sporting, pfft, they're not top 5 league, kill them! Like, nah. From my count, I'd say we've had at least 6 shots, 4 on target. Sporting have had 3, 2 on target. And there might actually be another chance for Celtic as soon as I say that. Rio's inside the final third, but no one's making the ulterior run. Ida, you big statue. Fucking move. He does it that time and he doesn't get the ball. I can understand why he might actually be a bit pissed off there. Even his arm kind of once again goes, lads, I'm here, you can pass. Rio. Again, Ida wants it, doesn't get it. I can understand his frustration. Murray appears to be very technically good. Lack of pace is a concern. When you're a defender, I don't think pace is too important if your positioning is good. You think of players that are really good in those positions, you know, like your Rio Ferdinands and Vidics that were never really known for their bursts of pace, but would always be in the right position if a long ball came over the top on a counter-attack. They would literally just be there. that's the same type of vibe, I guess. I'm not comparing Murray to those players, by the way. I'm, you know, kind of same type of vibe, I guess. If there's like a kind of archetype build that they've got, I'd say it's something along those lines. Oh. Is that another throw in for us? I like that pressure, man. Forrest running like he's still 25. I mean, I'm fucking 24 and I couldn't run as fast as he could, even if I tried. Here's KT, lays it back for Scales. Let's see where we go from here. Rio, man on, lad. Good stuff. Bodies his fella there. Gonçalves put the pressure on. Thankfully doesn't get too much from it either. How's your layoff touch? Fucking sexual, big man. Better. Lot better. Switched far side. Forrest has it. 1v1's his man. If he can make it a decent cross, it could cause problems. He goes for the cross a bit later than I thought. Tierney's just going to have to kind of half flick it back into the danger zone and cause some problems. Very calm for Celtic to just retain the ball. Sporting have got all men about 45 yards out for the box. Celtic have got basically every single player inside Sporting's half. Well, that's got to be a foul. It's a pull in the arm there, yep. Real gets dragged down. Yeah, definitely a game that... Oh! Chance! Ida! Fuck! You should have moved. Even Nygren's pointing his arm out. Like, he did well to win the initial header, but Ida was just not switched on there, I don't believe. I think he maybe thought he was offside originally as well, to be honest. It's going to... I don't know, unless they show a replay, which I highly doubt. I'm liking the pressing from us. We're really starting to put the boot down where we can, but there's a break down that far side for Sporting now. Very good feet as well. Sarabes trying to switch it across for Quaresma. Well taken and touched. Ribeiro's there too. Ball into space. Chance for Sporting. Shot for Sporting, and somehow that does not go in. I think it was Shimoish that managed to get on the end of it and fire it across the face of the box, and it just somehow doesn't touch the far side. I guess we'll get a replay of that at some point, but it definitely looked dangerous. I think it just either really badly hacked at it, or it maybe it just didn't swing at it right. Hard to tell, honestly. Ralston plays it back. Murray, Schmeichel. Slightly dangerous pass to play, but nonetheless Celtic are calm enough about it. Very similar to what Sporting did about 5 minutes ago. And the 1-2 touch stuff is very calm from us, although as soon as I say that, literally spoke it into existence. McGregor gives it away, some pressure's put on, and immediately a foul's given to Sporting. That's that chance again. I want to see how close that actually was. It was a lovely pass into space. Yeah, it just doesn't really get a hold of the goes across the entire face of the box. It was kind of curling away than in, thankfully. But case in point, even though Celtic have probably been the better side in the first half, it's hard to take away that Sporting haven't been dangerous in their own ways. Let's say they've been very, very good, but no goals to show for it. Can't really put that down to anything more than either missing very simple chances. Nygren missed a sitter too, so that's always fun. It's not as if Sporting haven't had chances to score themselves. That was a bit weird to put him under that much pressure. I mean, even Ida realised that he was under pressure then, had to step back in. I felt bad for both of them though. Rio got put in the fucking shit zone, and now there's a chance for Oh, that is a really good ball into space. Surely a chance for Sporting to score here. Brilliant fucking step-in challenge. Brilliant step-in challenge. Cannot take anything away for that. It was a mix of Scales and Tierney trying to hustle the two players that were making the break down that far side, and both of their coverage was crucial there. That's communication between the two. Tierney gets back to steal it again. Fucking excellent. What those two have been communicating just as effectively as fucking British regiments in the front lines. Beautiful stuff between the two of them there. Could have really got caught out cold, man. That was more or less a 5v5 break. Now Celtic will probably just look to slow the ball down in their own rights and try and calm it themselves. Rio. Good ball into space, Ida pops it back open and very calm. And I'll tell you what, switch is gorgeous again. Forrest's control touches have been fantastic as well. And then Benji exchange a 1-2. Shelburne 1 up on. Oh, good for them. Oh, there's a chance for Ray. What the fuck? I look away for a half a second and I just looked over and seen the keeper with the ball getting spilled out from under him. I'm not sure who got the shot, but there was one. But well in Shelburne. Fucking good for them. That is lovely to see. Especially against Linfield. That's just even better. We just missed another absolute brilliant chance. I need to see the replay of that back and all, man. Maybe we've got another one still coming though. Good block, in fairness. Brilliant step in for Seduced. It was just hit across and Maeda just on the run hits it, and it's a lot better. At the very least it's not straight at the keeper. He does have to parry it down. Yeah, very intent. Got to say, I mean, for a friendly match, cannot fault the effort. Score prediction, it's literally right below the screen on your, well, on that little panel on the right hand side of your screen, Chief. For me it's 2-2. I thought it was going to be 2-2 because Sporting and Celtic have a history of drawing games, especially pre-season friendlies, going back to like the fucking early 90s. It's always been draws. The last two, at least the two that I've been alive for, 2005 and 2010, both ended in draws. And again, both teams have came out with, not, I wouldn't say their full strength lineup obviously, but certainly a strong selection of players. But it says two very separate issues for two different sides. I'd say Sporting's issue right now is more or less just positioning. They're getting caught cold whenever they're trying to play those quick balls in behind. It's very easy for Celtic to step out and cover them at times. For Celtic it's their finishing, because we've gotten into those positions but it's not really mattered because they're just kind of half-assed at best. A couple of good opportunities for both sides though, and there is still a few minutes to play. There's a break into the box for Sporting here. That is a step in as well. Good fucking control there for Forrest to stay with that all the way back. Had Murray there just in case, but he didn't even want to leave it to that one. Ralston had him stood up. Forrest gets in. Lovely coverage. Keeps it out. Very, very good. Still, corner kick that we'll need to defend, so that'll be fun, especially right before half time. This would be the worst time to concede quite comfortably. How you doing, Alder? Nice to see you, man. How you doing? It has been a while. Well, you've been enjoying your week as a whole, my guy. Lovely to see you. Don't like that. Swing it away. Yes, sir. Calm enough. Keeps it under control. Maybe they'll just actually burn the clock down. That seems to be their game plan actually, and to some degree. They're waiting for Celtic to step out in the press and then they just roll it. Yep. Actually respect that bullshit housery, especially right at the end. There isn't going to be too much added time. There hasn't even been like a +1 or 2. It's just basically on the referee's whistle. Might get an extra minute or two out of this though. Oh, they just said it, they had me 2 minutes. We're already about 30 seconds down of it though. There is a break forward for Celtic, potential chance if we can get it moving faster. Rio goes for something. Just collapses to the floor and probably wishes the ground could swallow him whole. Just not the right idea. I think that's probably nice to say. Oh, that's very kind of the other. Honestly, I don't mind. Having a small community is actually not a bad thing. Like, if we get the same amount of people coming in every stream, then that's good enough for me. It's, as long as I don't fall off, that's the main thing. Plus, we are part-time now, so I won't be showing up for every stream. But it's very, very kind of you, man. That's genuinely class act. Chase it, Dyson. Chase it, you beautiful boy. Does stay with it, in fairness. It's probably just done that because it's blown for half time in like 10-15 seconds. I don't know. Are they going for one last Hail Mary, Sporting? They tried. At the very least, it's going to be cleared away. And it is just genuinely on the referee's time now. Which he does blow for. Okay, so half time, it's an interesting one. Can't really say it's been a high octane performance. Let's see now that it is half time if they've updated the fucking stats or if it's still the same. Oh, they've managed to sort of fix it, yeah. They've got the shots off target updated, so it's 4-2. So we've had 6 shots. The Sporting have had 3, none on target. Well, other shots have actually been on target. Give them credit where it's due. Or are they saying we've only had 3 shots? Because that's bullshit in its own right. So even when they update the stats, it's not even close to correct. Thank you. Very, very cool sofa score. I don't know. Hold on. Let's see if I can actually find like a genuine up-to-date stat thing. Because that would give you a much better idea. I mean, this probably gives you a better idea in terms of graph chances. So extended. Yeah, take a gander at this. This gives you a rough idea. Very even through most parts. Celtic have had stints, like I said, very weird stint, and you kind of give them a little bit here. Celtic kind of took control towards the end of it. Little pop chances here and there for Sporting, but in terms of actual chances, you can very much say not too bad. But again, they just don't update things at all for some reason. So it's, yeah, even though there's been constant pressing from each side, there has actually been 0 shots in this match. Like, suck my dick and balls, because that is clearly not true. There's definitely been more than 3 shots for Sporting, I can say that comfortably, and there's definitely been more than 4 or 5 for Celtic, so I don't know. Very interesting nonetheless. But you can't say it's been too bad from us. Celtic as a whole has been pretty decent. What's a beverage of choice? Ooh. I mean, for me, it's always the same, man. It's you know, you can't go wrong with the absolute fucking. Can't go wrong with the classics, my guy. This Amber Extra. Although to be fair, I did have another British classic in tea right before I kicked off, which was a bad call in hindsight because I mean it's still fucking roasting, so my insides feel like a kind of half nuclear reactor right now. Buckfast for Mick, of course. What else would it be, brother? What else would it be? You might as well when the weather's this nice anyway. I might not be a drinker, but I can understand why people choose days like this specifically to drink. I don't know. What would you make of the first half overall? If you're rating out of 10, I would say it's kind of a 6 out of 10 so far. Nothing too bad, nothing too good. Very middle of the road type beat, to be honest. But can't complain about it as a whole. I guess we'll just quickly check channel analytics because I don't even have like a live subscriber thing, so I don't know if anyone has subscribed. But we usually check because we you know, if you have public sub settings on, you get a little notification that plays. But if you don't, then you don't get a notification. But I still like to kind of check and shout out the ones that have subscribed if they have. And yeah, to be fair, we've gained 3 over the course of this half, so the 3 of you that have joined us, thank you very much. Yous are very, very much appreciated as always. That's very, very kind. Look at a nice little backy stick road for winning it. What's the temperature in Scotland right now? It is 19 degrees. I mean, I'm not sure if they can see it in the corner there, but there we go, 21. Oh wait, I know. Wait, it says 19. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, it's 21 degrees, but feels like 19. That makes more sense. There we go. So yeah, I mean it's been a lot warmer over the last few days beforehand, to be fucking fair, my god. Like, 2-3 days ago it was like, what, near enough 30, man? I was barely alive. I know France, it's like, it's not as bad in northern France, but like as soon as you hit like, pretty much like Toulouse, midway to like southern France, you are fucked. You're like done for. Oh, we just gained 2 more, as I said that. We gained 4 more at 1650, which is very impressive. I mean, ideally, before the end of the year, is ironic. Like, it would be very nice to hit 1888. Like, that's the new sub goal that I've got mentally set for myself. 19 degrees in Ireland. Oh, it's even worse then, man. You guys are just as white as we are, but with a slightly higher percentage of gingers, therefore worse. It's different type of heat, man. See, British heat. I try to explain this to people that are for like North America or like South America, where they're like, oh, but you're bitching over 20-degree heat. That's nothing, and you're like, yes. Except we don't have AC. Every building that we have is made out of brick, so if you're trapped inside a building, the best you can do is open a window. The breeze is fucking pointless because you're just suffering no matter what anyway. It's fantastic. You go to America and it's like, yeah, we have AC, we have all these things that we need. Oh, thank you for joining us, Eugene, that's very kind. That's what happens if you have public sub-settings on. You get a nice little shout. Cheers for joining us, brother, that's very kind of you as always. Yeah, 3-way, fantastic. It's that sticky, because like in America they'll be like, yeah, no, we can just turn on AC or whatever. In Britain, you suffer, and you suffer, and you suffer, and that is it. Enjoy the rest of your fucking miserable life. You just, it's not fun. Right, it's probably worse in Ireland as well because it's like it's actually technically more southern, right? So the heat would actually be just that little bit more annoying. Oh, Frank Boy, there we go. I'm getting a few people rolling in now. Thank you for joining us, brother. Fabulous. I'm getting a few at the weirdest possible time as well. Cannot argue with that. It was 65% humidity here. Yeah, we've had some very, very, very hot ass days over the last few. I mean, I am white as hell, look at me. I do not go outside, right? Like, I mean, but even I'm kind of like, Jesus. Like, if I stepped outside for 25 minutes and genuinely just took my top off, I'd probably, like, I'd represent a Mars bar in terms of skin tone, you know what I mean? I tan very fast. That's the scary part about me. It's like, I will be white as fuck, go outside for like 4 hours, come back in, sleep, wake up, and I'm a whole new person. I'm like half Hispanic. It's incredible. I don't like, I do that thing where you go slightly red for like a couple hours and then boom, you're just brown immediately. It's great. I came back from Spain, man. But the heat in Britain's different just as a whole, isn't it, man? Like, it's calm out there. I think the thing that's kept us alive is, at least in Scotland, it's been raining on and off over the last 24 odd hours. So at least there's been slight moments of respite where you're like, oh, I can open the window and let some decent air in. That's why I could not live in places like Spain. That shit would break me so fast. Can we draw this? Thing is, it's meant to get warmer as the weeks go on as well. I know right at the end of July, start of August, that's when it kind of peaks out, right? I don't know what it's meant to be over the next few days, but we've actually got mostly rain. Yeah, for the most part. But it's not going to be any warmer for the rest of the week, I would say, at least in this country. So if you're Scottish, you can rest easy, you know. You won't melt like a goddamn ice cream. What I am curious about though is changes. What do you think we do? I mean, I should probably go back onto this screen so you can get a kind of more refined idea of what I'm talking about first of all. What do you think the changes would make sense to be on this screen? Because again, obviously, I think the main one is getting Ide out just because he's clearly not mentally fully set there right now. Maybe take him off around the 55th, 60th minute, get someone like Osman on. If Osman's even on the bench, I didn't even fucking check that. Yeah, get Osman on. Maybe get an Amura on for Tierney as well, just because he looked a wee bit leggy. I say those two changes could be pretty interesting to go with in my eyes. certainly something we could take advantage of. I mean, they'll definitely probably bring on JGs of their own because a few of their players looked a wee bit kind of under the fatigue cloud themselves. I mean, for me, I think they'd probably take that Katamo off and go with someone else because I just didn't see him too much. Occasionally, it would break down the side, but it was Rice, the fullback, that was actually doing all the overlaps and crossings. So maybe that would make sense to get someone like him off for them. Maybe potentially that Gonçalves as well. Go for a stronger midfielder across the middle, and you could maybe kind of counter attack all of Celtic's good quick breaking, which we've been doing. Because Rio and Benji have done a fantastic job of keeping themselves like under the cosh. Rio again playing on the right hand side, going to be too much. Isn't going to be able to offer too much more, I should say. So 15-20 minutes, maybe make a change and get him off for whoever really makes sense. Who would actually be a decent shout? Probably McCowan. I'd say honestly McCowan. He'd make more sense, especially if that Hoyman fella's still in, because he has been fantastic for Sporting. I would say out of everyone on the pitch, maybe with the exception of Trincao and his crossing abilities, you've got to give credit to Ormond as their player of the game so far, which is ironic because obviously it's their skipper. Our skipper's been fine as well, but maybe just a little less involved would probably be the nicest way to put it. Lived in Australia, Spain, Belgium, regular above the mid-30s. The heat is different in the UK, the sun is more damaging, weird. Yeah, I think it just comes to the fact that like it's conditioning, right? Like, if you go into public spaces, everywhere is AC the fuck out of in Spain and Australia. Like, Australia is a bit maybe a less thingied with it when you get more into outback territory, but if you're in like New South Wales or Sydney, you're always going to be able to find like a cafe with some form of AC, so you're not going to like die in the middle of the streets. In Britain, you don't get shit, man. You know, you walk into a shop half dying, like, can I get a bottle of water, bro? I'm about to pass out, and they'll hit you and be like, right, 95p, please. Like, it's not a privilege we get here. But I don't think Britain's designed for this weather at all. It's just not. We are a seafaring, rain-bearing country, man. We are not designed for happy days. I don't mind the weather too much as long as it has like that breeze, but as someone pointed out earlier, I think it was Eugene, the sticky heat is the worst by a mile. I fucking hate it. You just feel miserable, especially if you have to wear a sports jersey and you start walking up a sweat. I feel bad for those players because imagine trying to get your fucking cat off after the match. They would do their fucking thing with the shots you do with rubber bands where you just like ping it, look. You know what I mean? It's kind of a shame because I thought I would see one or two of the moderators. I don't know if Chateau or Flash are in here or if Virtual's alive or what. I am going to take that as a solitary no. Is there anything you want changed for the second half, by the way? Because I can lower the music if you need me to, or if you want me to turn up the volume on anything else, I can. We've got about 2 or 3 minutes before we kick off for the second half entirely. I'm not sure what changes we would make. I'd hope we'd make that change. Maybe later on. Oh yeah, I fucking totally forgot. We could probably bring Trusty on for Murray when his legs get tired too. So Celtic can still make a couple of actually relatively good, decent strength substitutions. It's just a case of do we decide to do so? Because realistically, I don't know what the fuck Tilly was doing. I thought he had like passed away. I thought we'd got rid of him a long time ago. When I see him in the lineup against Estrella, I was like, did we sign somebody? And I totally forgot. I don't know, that dude's just there somehow. Good for him, man. Just casually under the radar. Like, we've been like, fuck, we need wingers. Like, Tilly has been there the whole time. Though. I know he's been out on loan, but bro, you changed the score so we're winning. I'll manifest it, my guy. I'll like do my best. That is run Seema. Just a wee bit. Just a tad. It's just weird seeing anyone above 6 foot run, you know, Like, people say that when I run. Like, I don't run the way I look like I should. I'm a tall, lanky bastard, but I run pure close to the floor. Ida's different, man. He pure leans back and then just kind of fucking... I appreciate that, Andy. That's very kind of you. Do that thing, fucking Keanu Reeves. No, you're a legend. Anyone that's in here can classify themselves as one. Just being here is enough, lad. That's very kind of you. We've got too much left. As soon as I get confirmation that we're starting the second half, we'll flip back over to the other screen. Ida won these. Let's try that shit again. Ida always on the wrong side of the defender. I'll be proven wrong. Love his attitude. Yeah, no, like, again, he did have moments, absolutely, where he could have actually, you know, contributed a little bit more with his runs, but he has had one or two very decent ones this match. They have kind of, again, like the big miss, the one for Tierney's cross, I would say, that's the one that gets under my skin the most, just because he did time his run about as beautifully as you could have, and then did the easy part wrong. Like, if you watch it back, the run is so well timed, you're like, how off, that's beautiful. And then you see the end product, and all it. You want to know, like, see the best way to describe Ida? He's kind of like a video game that hasn't been released yet. You know, when they release like the pre-sales footage, and then the game looks promising, and then you buy into it. You know, you get the pre-order, and then the game gets released, and it's just a buggy mess sometimes. Like, you'll have moments where it's fun, but for what you paid for, you would expect a bit more, kind of thing. I suppose that would be fair to say. And again, I like Ida. I want to clarify this. As much as I've shat on him a lot over the last few months, I have always stood by him at the end of the day, because the guy's work rate's there. He clearly cares about the club, but it's different nowadays. You don't just need players that are passionate about the club that they play. They need to actually be good at the level that you need them to be. And Ida's somewhere in between, like, Timo Pukki and Odsonne Edouard for me. Like, Odsonne Edouard, yeah, he was a bit of a emotional dude that wanted out because he thought he was better than Celtic, but he was a baller, and he could say that because he could back it up. Pukki was just shit, full stop. So I'd say Ida's kind of in the middle, where he's like, he has these games where you're like, what the fuck, can we get more of that big man? And then 3 games afterwards you're just watching something, I guess. But we have made changes. Sinisalo's the first noticeable one out the book, so Schmeichel's going to be rested. It's nice to see that, though, that you've got like Portuguese like families, and you've got like the dad wearing the Celtic top, one of the kids wearing a Celtic top, and then a couple of others wearing Sportings. Looks like we're making another change as well, actually. Hold the phone. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who? Kenny! Kenny! We're bringing off Ida. Let's go. I hope we're bringing off Ida anyway. That'd be nice. That is a new sound. Holy shit, what happened there? Oh! Kevin, you redeemed your membership. That's very kind of you, man. Welcome back in. That's 7 months now. Jesus Christ, lad. 5 half a year. That is insane in its own right. It's kind of why I wanted to shout out Flash as well, because he's a month away from being 12 months, which is mad. But you have a different coloured wee badge now. I think you should have a slightly more upgraded one. Thank you for redeeming it, mate. Things you love to see. Forrest runs like he's got a coat hanger. But you know, that is the best way I've ever heard someone describe that. It is, isn't it? He's always got his shoulders slit up, and he's always pure hustling. You can tell a lot about a player's personality based on how they run, because Maeda's very like general, isn't he? He's very stoic about it. He doesn't really change too much. Forrest is more of like a, it's all in the shoulders kind of thing. Ida, it's all in the waist. Then you've got players like the McGregor who don't even like raise their arms. They're just kind of like, they just kind of float about like that, And switch back to this because we'll get the second half on the way relatively soon. I don't know if they'll show the confirmed changes, but the two that I have seen is Sinisalo and Kenny. Schmeichel and Ida, I believe, are off. Not too sure, but I'll confirm it once I see it. Sporting have also made a change of their own. I thought it was Holmond, or whatever his name is. I think they've changed it out though. Oh, they're bringing on a goalkeeper change. Interesting. So of course his name would be Israel. Well, Israel's on, I guess, and Conrad Harlow. What a name, to be fair. Actually, looking for this, they have some insanely good names. Justo. If you say that shit, table furniture starts floating. Francisco Diogo Pereira de Silva. Yeah, second half has kicked off though, so let's focus up. Sorry. Let's try and get this shit figured out. Isn't it Sterling that runs kind of funny? Oh my, he's got that fucking... It's like arms out to the side like this, and it's pure like that, isn't it? Like I call it the Flint Lockwood run. Do you know, like, if any of you have ever seen like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? Flint Lockwood, Flint Lockwood, Flint Lockwood. That guy. You know exactly who I'm talking about if you've seen the film. That motherfucker, pretty much to a T. Oh, speaking of that motherfucker, there's Callum McGregor, beautiful fucking break, and there's a run down that far side, early chance potentially. Forrest looking for a cross into wide space, and already Kenny's been taken out, and I think it's a penalty kick. Yes! We have a penalty right out the gate. So just doesn't seem too happy about it, but it seems like he clipped Kenny on the inside. Well, I guess we'll see the replay back. It's kind of hard to tell. He does definitely not win the ball. Like, he catches the player. It's just a case of, does Kenny like sell it, or does he actually get clipped? Oh, no, yeah, okay, he gets clipped. That's fine. I was just a wee bit concerned in case it was a dive. No, he gets bundled over. There's a chance it's going to be Rio to step up to potentially smack it in and make it one. Go on, son. Do it. Steps up. Oh my fucking god, the keeper has made an absolute mincemeal out of that. That's what Israel does for you. Fucking absolute bomb scare. He does not cover himself in glory at all. It's not the best penalty from Rio. It's well placed, but it's not got the power that you would think it would have needed to get under the keeper, but somehow it manages to just about bury it. I think it gets under his stomach. Like, he dives on top of the ball and it just kind of phases through him like he's a... Oh, like he palms it down and like as he lands on it, it hits the underside of his back and just falls into the net. That technically would go down as an own goal, but obviously it will stand for Rio. It's a friendly, they're not going to care too much about it, so... Very lucky. I think Rio's smile says it all, but we do have the lead. That's the main thing we can take away from this. We have something. Yes. Sterling does more of a T-Rex arm run. I know, but I can't really do that without looking really gay. And that's... plus his arms are always like pure out like that, isn't it? Like, I know what you're talking about, but I only have so much camera to work with. It's that pure... I know exactly what run you're talking about. Still, I like Zlatan's run. See if there's like any run that's fun to watch, it was Ibrahimovic's run. Because he would start off pure slow, and then by the time he's like at the end of his run, his head's down here and his arms are swinging all the way back up there, man. Forrest has just been all wiped out. That's always nice to see. Please tell me that's not serious. He is down holding his ankle, that's not good. Vieira helps him to his feet. He is on his feet, that's the main thing, but I'm not sure what happened. Showing that Kenny chance back. He does get clipped, definitely, it's just... Yeah, just a language challenge. Jeff Sterling. To be fair, you have a bunch of unique running styles. It's usually when they're on the ball that you kind of see all of that kind of not be as obvious. It's usually when you see wingers sprinting down the wings, you're like, wait a minute, why do you run like that, Paul? Hold on, chance for range potentially. There is a shot, but it was definitely not too much of a fucking threat at all. Sails way over, no problems, no faff, no fuss. I like Rio. He did well to kind of get in his space, but he could have done a wee bit better, potentially later after an inside run, but I respect the chance nonetheless. Shit. Jesus Christ, it's nice to hear from you, man. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of shit where I had to remove every female that I knew when I was talking to my fucking ex again. That was fun. I like to be respectful and she was scared of you, so obviously I had to kind of do what was necessary. But yeah, I don't know. If you still use your Discord, just give me a heads up. I'll add you back on the one that you actually used then. It's lovely to see you, man. Hope you're well. Francisco, what the hell is your name? You were thinking that it's going to end 2-0. I mean, reasonable, absolutely. But I feel like there is still a mistake or two that's going to happen for us one way or another, you know what I mean? It's one of those. Ball, forward. Calm control. Decent, and that's a good touch for Kenny actually. This is the hold-up play that Ida probably would have wanted to do a bit more of himself in the first half, but I'm not going to complain about it too much. We still have it. That is a shit giveaway for Ralston though. Ball sent through calmly enough. Sinisalo will gather it and we should be fine. Are you saying that it is 2-0? Although I'm watching the game quite close to the real time. If it's maybe you're in the stadium. Are you in the stadium, Francisco? If that's the case, hell fucking yes, sir. Absolutely perfect, Megan. You're more than fine. You're safe now. Do not worry about it. How have we played? For the most part, actually the better side. It's hard to argue that the lead's unjustified, although it's just a bit of a shame that it came from, you know, a circumstance of a penalty. But Sporting have had good moments. We've defended very good. Dane Murray's been solid where it counts. Can't really say Scales has put too much of his foot wrong. Him and Tierney have actually been very good as a partnership down that kind of back left side of the defence as well. And can't actually say Ralston and Dane have been that much worse on the right either. It's two very different types of defensive approaches either side, but very effective nonetheless. Benji's played fantastic. Ida's missed a few sitters as well. We could have been up by 2 or 3 more, which is a little disheartening, but it is what it is. So as a whole, much improved, especially from the last friendly. Holy shit. Much better overall. Tierney, as soon as I say that, looks for that over the top. How's your control, Dyson? Very decent. Actually stays on it as well. Gets past his man, but fucking excellent challenge to win it back. I can't really say either team has played bad. That's the thing about it. Both of them have put in respectable shifts. It's just Celtic are the one side that's been able to take their chances when they've came, I should say. So, oh, that's a lovely step in. I have a soft spot for Sporting. That's why I don't really mind it too much if we win, lose or draw this game, because they're a good fucking side, you know. They play very attractive football. They've got some very good youngsters. I'm sure that the money that they get from that Gyökeres transfer, obviously it happens, they'll be able to reimburse it in a very effective way. They'll be able to dominate fucking Portuguese football if they manage to reimburse their money right. Oh, come on Shelburne, get your fingers out your ass. Let's get a fucking second one and put it to bed fully. That's unlucky. Fair enough to Linfield though. Got to give them hope somehow, right? That's the sweet spot. It'll give them that bit of hope, and then maybe there's a 95th minute 2-1 for Shelburne. That'd be. Is there any other like Northern Irish teams that are playing any form of European knockout football right now? I mean, I know most of the Europa League ones are tomorrow and stuff, right? That's a chance. Again, you've got to give credit to the fucking challenging. So just timed that one perfectly. They still have the ball, but they're under pressure. Conor Ardell's going to be forced to go back. Trincao pops it high. Calm enough. Good shit. Sinisalo takes one touch, rolls it across. Here's Scales. Run it forward, big fella. Not too dangerous here, but that's not. I'm just going to say that's not a foul for us. I mean, he does step in and maybe he catches the kind of outside of his book beforehand. Nah, it's a fair challenge, gotta be honest. But it is just inside their half, so it's not as if it's in a dangerous area, I should say. Teams in the south are stronger than the north, so Shelbourne should win that. I mean, yeah, I guess to some extent, but that's the same attitude that like Motherwell had when they went down to play Sligo. Oh well, we're better than them because we play in a much like better league, I guess, overall. But it doesn't mean that you have, shit teams in good leagues. You have good teams in shit leagues. That's what a lot of Celtic fans say to themselves. That's what I say to myself. Celtic are a very solid side. If you put them probably in the Premier League, would finish maybe in the top 15. I wouldn't say it would be good enough to hit top fucking 6 or 7. I'm not that delusional. But the ones that are like, oh, yous would be immediately relegated, is like, nah, you give us 200 million and I guarantee you in a few seasons we'd actually be pushing towards the, European places. But for Celtic this season, it's more or less about European, prowess. Domestically, it's kind of expected that we're always kind of in that fight towards the end of the season. That will kind of be normal. The domestic cups are going to be something that we'll kind of keep an eye on. If we lose the kind of Scottish League Cup, then we won't care as much about the actual Scottish Cup. If we win the League Cup, we'll focus a wee bit more on the Scottish Cup. But Europe's going to be the main thing. You can tell based on the type of players that we're signing that the idea is to have squad depth and, more importantly, good squad depth. But we have lost a lot of key players as is. Like since January, we've lost our main striker, which is, painful. Or one of our main wingers is literally out until midway through the season, which sucks. We've lost O'Reilly, we've lost like so many key pieces over the last 12 to 15 months. It'll be interesting to see how the new additions kind of slip in, because again, last season, and you would say that's in jails, right, that's a good chance, so again, well defended by Sporting. Stem up with the defensive pressing, I'll give him credit there. But in jails would have been that equivalent last season, right, where it's like, oh well, who do we reimburse and who do we kind of bring in, right? So obviously we couldn't leaving this season. It's a case of who do we bring in for that type of money. Again, I'd be very happy if we got one or two other names through the door. That'd be always nice. I think. Oh, hold on, I can't speak too much. There's a chance for Sporting. They have broken into the box. It is that fella. He's gone near post and it's a big fucking miss. What a chance it is. Conor Ardere, I think it was the one that broke on the inside, and it was a massive opportunity that's just been wasted. Was he onside? He looks like he was just played on by Scales as well. Ralston realises once he's in the box he can't bring him down because he's behind him. McGregor's there, tries to do the same kind of thing, bodies him, gets him towards the byline, but he gets into the box, same sort of scenario, has to lay his hands off it. It's definitely a half chance. It could have gone a lot better. And there you go, just proof that you need to be switched on. Oh, they have a second goal ruled out by VAR, of course they will. Both St Pat's and Glasgow will playing tomorrow in the Europa League. Ah, see, that's it. It was St Pat's, I was thinking it's Europa League, right? Well, they're taking off their arguably best player of the match so far. They're taking off Hurman for, fucking hell, Kokorishvili? Or Kokorachvili? I think it's Kokorachvili. Again, definitely a Georgian name. That is a Georgian name if I've ever fucking seen one. Ball played forward, should be gathered easy enough by Sporting's keeper and is. I'm just going to call him Vili, just so it's easier for my brain to remember, because Kokorachvili, that is a fucking mouthful. Tongue twister if I've ever heard one. Larne went through in penalties today. Good for Larne, that's actually nice to hear. You want any team that's, Britain, Northern Ireland, Ireland, that type of territory, just anywhere in that vicinity. It's the same with teams for like Gibraltar and stuff as well. You always just kind of keep a slight eye on them, and just in case. Same with teams with the Faroe Islands. I was keeping an eye on a team last year and they managed to get through to the fucking... I think it was the Conference League. It's just cool to see smaller nations hold their own in Europe. Even if that is just in a qualifying round sense, that's a good chance to break forward once again. Brilliant fucking challenge for Ralston. Jesus Christ, sir. Shamrock Rovers could be playing Cliftonville in the Conference League. That'd be a fun matchup. For obvious reasons, right? It'd be fun to see how it lines up, because I mean Celtic's most likely, you know, best case scenario we get through the Champions League playoffs, no bother. Worst case scenario, probably Europa League. I'd like to hope that Europa League would be as bad as it gets. Like, say we get knocked out in the final playoff round to get into the group stages of the Europa League, we just get the drop down spot in the Europa League, which isn't as bad, but still very disheartening, let's say. You wouldn't want it to happen, especially when you know the money that's at stake. It's been a very good atmosphere today. You've got to give credit where it's due. And there's a ball into space. Scales. That's a great ball in, and it could have been something, but a few Celtic players kind of put their arms out in protest, trying to make a case for something, but I couldn't honestly see what happened. It definitely didn't look like a handball. I think that's why the referee wasn't too interested with that. I respect that attempt for there to try and force the issue. It bounces at Athan McGregor, and there'll be a throw-in just outside our final third. You're happy with our transfer business so far? I'd say I'm mixed about it, to be honest. Like, I mean, I talked about it towards the end of last season. The two things that I didn't want to see happen is that we get rid of Kuhn, just because it's that classic, oh, well, he might not be as good this season because he had a slump, so let's sell him now so we can prioritise profit. Even though if you kept him for another season, probably would have been worth about at least an extra 10 million. But I think the players that we've brought in are promising. Obviously, losing out in Fiskgarden's a bit of a pain in the ass. That's sad. I would have liked to have got him, but again, Nyren's not a bad replacement player. Very solid fundamentally. I like Hibamura. He's been one that's caught me off guard. I've liked most minutes that I've seen for him. Very, very passionate player. Likes to get in for a 50-50. Always respect that about a player that's a smaller kind of frame. If you can be physical with a smaller frame, you've got some fucking balls about you. So I like him. He seems very solid. The new guy that we're bringing in as well, that Yamada, I mean, I know he's not had the greatest stint this season, but last season in the J-League he was very effective, so if we get him through the door, very decent. Osmond, can't say too much about him because he's a Fulham Academy and under 21s player, so it's more or less his development, I guess. And yeah, I can't really say it's been particularly too horrible. But yeah, the fact that we missed out in Fiskgarden was an absolute fucking heartbreaker, considering the fact there was like 2 million more than what we were planning to bid. Like, we should have just fucking paid it, man. It was 11.5. Like, no, 9.5, 9.5, maybe 10 with add-ons and bonuses. What we should have done is just been like, right, can we give you like 9 million and then give you the other like 3.5, 4 million in bonuses instead? That would have made so much more sense. Because that's what teams do to us. That's what happened with Tierney, that's what happened with O'Reilly. We'll give you 25 and then we'll pay off the extra bulk of what you're asking through add-ons. But our board don't think. They're like, nah, we need to make sure that it's like a straight write-off. We pay it all in one fucking fee and that's it. But we certainly have a lot more money that we can reinvest. Is this a different player or are you talking about because Fiskgarden? Oh, there's a chance for Sporting actually, hold on. Into the box, bobbles around, get it away, that's a chance. That was actually a very good chance for Sporting, might I add. They could have done at least a little bit better to put it on target, but after 1 or 2 touches in the box, it's just kind of finesse shot. It does not really settle in time. You can see what he was trying, but didn't necessarily, execute. But if you're talking about Fiskgarden having a 7 million release clause and we did miss that, then that's even more heartbreaking because I totally missed that. I did not see that at all. And I've been talking about him for like a year and a half, 2 years. That's the most annoying part. He's been a player that I've pointed out, like, I occasionally watch like Norwegian and Swedish league games. That guy doesn't look too bad. And then we get fucking rumours with him. And I'm like, oh, cool. So the board's listening to me, that's nice, and then we don't sign him anyway, so you're like, fuck. And he's going to end up being like, another Haaland, right, when we had the chance to sign him. Like, yeah, no, we couldn't be arsed paying the extra 2 million, whatever it is. In fact, technically less if we just triggered the fucking clause. But then again, release clauses are causing a lot of clubs drama right now. Just take a look at Nottingham Forest's situation, man. I'm more than happy to sit there and complain about fucking... Oh, that's not good. Stay on it. Oh, how you doing? Really nice to see you, lad. How's Muddled doing? Is she okay? The Norwich active. Fucking course it's Norwich, man. Tell you what they're going to probably do, man. They'll fucking buy him for a season in the next year. Be like, aye, he's 17 million. Buy him from us, Celtic, because we know you's overpay. Honestly, they were probably just scared that either would show back up on their doorstep, so they had to buy another striker just to be safe. Can't argue with that, man. Cannot argue with that, really. How's your toe? Is it healing up good? Are you able to walk around without the boot on? Well, this would be the point where you would expect Celtic or Sporting to make extra changes, but no real movement from the bench. Still pretty much the change. In fact, for that change in the 52nd minute for Sporting, that's been the only other real switch. But besides that, very much unchanged. Celtic have dropped in a little deeper, that's the main thing. Played out towards our left hand side, and there is a chance now. Here's Cademo, that's a good spot as well, man. He fired that in fast. That's probably what caught Sporting off. But Tierney got his leg out just in the nick of time to kind of redirect it away. Still very much in danger zones. Here's Kokorishvili. Tries to go over the top. Lovely ball in as well. Another chance for Sporting, but Scales and Tierney once again do enough communication between the two of them to keep the pressure off. I love to see it, really. That's good to see, lad. Kind of surprised that you're even watching this. I thought you didn't really like football that much. I thought you'd be playing your games. Champions League football regularly is important to our survival and bringing players to the club. Absolutely, innit? You couldn't put it better yourself. That's probably the only reason that we've got players like Tierney and that interested in coming back, because in their eyes, yeah, I mean, you're guaranteed Champions League football, guaranteed to most likely win at least 1 or 2 domestic trophies a season, so can't really argue with it when you look at it like that. How you doing, looking? Nice to see you, lad. Hope you're well. I think I seen one of your comments after the last stream where you were asking if I was covering the Australia game, but I think I clarified in that stream I wasn't going to cover that one. It's nice to see you though, lad. Hope you're well. Oh, it's a whole fucking slew of changes. Jesus Christ. Like, this is going to be a problem then. Okay. Basically everybody. I think once we get confirmation of who the exact changes are, we can. But you've got Arn, McPherson, Yang, definitely. Alright, fair enough, really, fair enough. Of course, I remember most of the people that check in every now and then. Any of the regulars I know by name, absolutely. That's why I have performance mode on, so I can still see the kind of transcript on the right hand side of the screen. Those that use Streamlabs know what I'm talking about. There's like a pop out window you can drag, so I can still see your messages, lad. Don't worry about it. It's just sometimes it's very busy because you have about fucking anywhere between 50 to 250 people in here, so sometimes I just miss them. Oh, good press. But goes in a bit too physical, in fairness on, fair enough. We did make a shit ton of changes, it's just kind of curious to see what ones actually came off, and it's not as if they've updated them here either, but yeah, we'll just kind of pick them out as we go. I love when they don't clarify shit. You're going to the Celtic Newcastle? Give me your ma. Wait, are you going to fucking... Wait, where is it we play them, right? Is it Italy? Or is it still in Portugal? I'm not actually too sure. I'll look that up on my phone because I don't want to risk, you know... What's it, Celtic Park? Do we go to Italy after it then, I'm guessing? Is that why my brain's confused as Ajax? Ah, it's Ajax. I got the two mixed up. Fucking hell yeah, lad, that's class. I hope you enjoy yourself because, I mean, one of the only teams that I've ever actually been to, like, their stadium down south is us. Is Newcastle, I should say. The Geordies are always class. Can't wait for like someone to score for the distance and you just hear a bunch of "Oi, oi, man, what a fucking joke this is." For the distance, you know what I mean? There's a chance for a break forward here for Sporting. Don't like that. Get your fucking legs away from there now. Body's man up fair enough, but it's given away. Good steal, and I tell you, Sporting have committed a fuck ton of bodies forward, and Celtic might have a chance to break and make it too. There is a lot of fucking space. More space than there ever needs to be. Celtic get through. Lovely inside touch. Lovely goddamn finish to boot. That's how you take a shot. Sells his defender a dream, and yes, what is Luke McCowan? We've been asking to see him for a good while, not because Rio's been bad, but because we just wanted someone that would drive a bit more, and that is absolutely how to do it. Oh, absolutely pristine. That inside step touch was fucking delightful to witness, man. Thank you for vision, because that is so worth seeing. The finish ain't half bad either, but the step inside touch to get past the just is absolutely fucking sublime. Just whoop, goodbye, good riddance, good night, see you after. Good night, Vienna. Lovely stuff, man. That is a proper striker's finish as well. Just picks his spot, doesn't change his mind. Hits it hard, hits it low. Side netting in the far post, I should say. Brilliant. Lucky McCowan makes it 2. So unless Sporting switch on basically right the fuck now, then my prediction probably won't be correct, but I'm more than happy with it. Fucking spectacular. Basically everyone's celebrating. Oh, Tilio was the other change. Tilio came on for my head. I was wondering who the fuck that was. It's Tilio. He blends in so well. And it looks like there's going to be a small water break. Perfect time for us to score. We get a nice little breather. This is much improved. Much improved. Especially from the last friendly. Jesus Christ, man. It's like night and day. There have been a lot of quotes on this channel, oh my god. There's just something so satisfying about seeing a midfielder do that though. Like, just realising, what if I just run at the guy? Like, what if I just don't be a massive quivering pussy and just run at him? And look what happens. They back away, back away, back away, and he's just able to place it in the far corner. They have made a bunch of other changes, Sporting, but I don't care enough to really pick out numbers. I guess I have to try because... who did they bring on? They just brought on that. Once I get confirmation of the numbers, but I believe it was Santos that just walked onto the pitch there. Yeah, definitely a good friendly from us, performance-wise. Defensively pretty sound, attacking pretty sound. Apparently it's 2-1. We'll see what happens in a few minutes. We had someone say that earlier on and nothing changed, so appreciate the update anyway, Suleiman. You're making noodles, good stuff, man. What ones though? Chicken noodles, curry. They have to be like half respectable. That's a ball across the back, but comfortable enough for Sporting. We'll keep it close to chest, reeled into space back defensively. So they're trying to build up with a more defensive counter-attacking style themselves, trying to suck us into positions that we probably don't want to be caught out on. That's good pressing from Kenny and a good tackle as well, but Sporting just about get away with it. Oh, yeah, well that's also immediately going to be a foul. I don't mind the strength of Wimura, I very much respect it, lad. Like I said, never scared to go into a 50, but that was not a 50. You didn't need to touch him there. Chance for Sporting inside the box though. What the cross out, corner kick, calm enough. What are you doing, Andrew? Nice to see you, lad. Hope you're well. Hello to you as well, my guy. Oh, it's bounced off him, yeah. Definitely a corner for Sporting, fair enough. Kogan noodles. That narrows it down to nothing, basically. Do you talk about is it chicken noodles? Curry? You know, it's like, what type of tea are you having? Tea at least. No, I'm talking, is it green tea? Are you having herbal tea? Oh, nah, PG tips, bro. Played, space, run it. Good, can football. Sporting have gone with a almost full press here. Fucking hell, Kenny nearly won that ball back as well. Curry flavour goes hard, agreed there, absolutely. Can't fault it, everyone has their preferences. There's a yellow card for McCowan. I totally missed why. I'm guessing he bundled the man over. It seems anytime I look away, drama happens. Interesting. Thank you whoever subscribed as well, by the way. I just noticed that at the corner eye there. We're 2 away for 1650, so very much appreciated. We've gained about 8 or 9 to you. That's a very left field shout, Kevin, but not actually a bad one either. Nah, I'm a Yorkshire tea. I can't really fucking argue with it. If I have a choice, it has to be Yorkshire. But I don't really give a fuck, honestly. A tea bag is a tea bag to me, as long as it tastes enough like tea. Good enough for me. Yeah, I mean, see, the ironic part is, as soon as they took that Hormond off, their midfield has been very easy to overrun. Like, significantly easier than you would expect them to be to overrun, and that's kind of surprising, actually. Like, again, you wouldn't expect them to take off who I was considering to be their strongest player, I'll be fully honest. But ever since they've taken him out, they brought in a guy that's a bit more, I guess, man-marked based, I suppose, in that Gokarishvili, but it's not really what it is intended. That's got to be a full on the advantage, and it is fantastic, but it's gone the other way. I take it back. Fuck you, referee. Screw you, bro. Well, that's well it is. Yeah, I've been checking them now. Will you enjoy them, my good sir? I hope they're enjoyable. We've got too much time left in this one, admittedly, but we've got enough time for Sporting to certainly make an attempt at a comeback. Whether it's a full comeback is yet to remain to be seen, but as of now, calm, composed, no real faff, no real fuss. Can't say it's been probably the most convincing second half of Sporting, let's say. They've had moments for sure, but at the end of it all, nothing really more than that. It's a good run forward for Sporting, but they're going to be forced back again. Oh, it's so good watching them defend and get ruined. Let's go. Come on, boys. Another one would be fabulous for the books. Oh, I like that press. See, that's what I love about Ivamura. His ability to just stick with his man. Like, he tries to pull away. Does not fucking matter. He'll just take your legs out instead. That is a defender. Can't wait for the scene to stop proper. Tell me about it, brother. I've been counting down the days to sit there, and honestly, because it means that I don't need to use stupid fucking screens like this. I can just use live score because it will have all the live stats, or I could use Google because it will have all the live stats. But whenever it's a friendly, you have to use like weird workarounds. So again, I get that it's scuff for anyone that's new here. There will be an improvement in terms of, you know, visuals and stuff, because other screens have better, you know, things and full stats that you can actually fucking look at, and they're correct, more importantly. Well, there's a chance for Sporting on the break there. Good tackle, big fella. Good stuff, Trusty. Just a bunch of loose 50s all around the box though. 5-2, imagine. you want to know what's weird? Is I have seen a lot of really good defending from a variety of players from a variety of positions today. Sporting haven't made anywhere near as much changes. They probably made about 5 or 6. There's a left field shout for sure, but it's definitely not the worst one. I'd actually say the worst ones is like anyone that uses twinnings. If anybody even knows what that is. I mean, if you're British, you absolutely do, because that's the one that's always on the fucking shelves that are always pure expensive, yet they taste worse than the fucking Tesco or Asda value ones. That's a foul for sure. Captain's challenge, Trusty. Good shit, big man. We've got less than 10 minutes, whatever additional time on top of that. Oh, great feat in fairness for that hub there. As an Englishman, might I propose berries tea? Shit, that's a chance. Cogrificile. Blocked by Trusty again. Good shot. See, I was 100% expecting you to say Yorkshire, because that's what every Englishman always says to me. Yorkshire tea, mate. That's the one you want. And to be fair, yeah, it's very good. It's, like, I have that and PG in my cupboard. Like I said, I don't care what it is, I just buy tea bags as I need them, and if I see a decent, like, half big packet that's on sale, I'll just be like... But if it's Twinings or Tetleys, I usually stay clear. Oh, great feet. I was going to say, like, how was that not a foul? He's getting bodied, pulled, stretched and squashed like a goddamn fucking 24 frame a second animation. Eventually the foul's given his weight. You need to get on the adverts, though, Jesus. Barry's tea. The best in the world. Brilliant. Oh, fucking spot on, Kevin. That's exactly why. I don't need to even explain it. You know, and that's all that matters. Good tackle inside there. He even celebrated that because he knew if he hadn't got inside there, that would have been a problem. Yang and Iwamura have actually had a very good combination stint down that side as well, might add. Very, very good. That's fancy. I know. Rather than a nice wee, like, fucking whiskey or something to celebrate. A wee cup of tea, that'll do me more than fine. That is literally me to a tea! Oh, what a fucking save for the keeper, actually. Good reactions from Israel. It was a brilliant jumping running header at the back post there. I again, can't really clarify who was on it, because there was multiple bodies. I'll try and tell you right now. Oh, it was Trusty. Fucking brilliant header as well, actually. Straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, I should say. I'm glad we're all on a mutual understanding. So half expecting the posh bit. What do you mean Twinnings tastes awful? I'll come to your house and I will smack you, boy. Like, what the fuck? Well, I would say the actual quintessential British question is, how do you like your tea, strong or dark? That tells you a lot about a person. Oh, go on. Keep running. I respect it, Kenny. That was half decent. Got to do save and get the barries. I'll make sure. I should try my best. Oh, that's very kind of you, Kevin. That's very kind of you. Who got it then? Oh, Kevin Houston. Well, welcome indeed. Things you love to see. That's class. Very, very kind of you, Kevin. That's class, mate. Thank you very much. Oh, I don't know if Kevin's in chat, but if you're lad, then you've got access to a whole bunch of emojis. There's I'm planning to work on 1 or 2 new ones to add, so I'll kind of, you know, that's the last thing that I need to do for the new season. A fellow Kevin. Exactly, I mean, fate really chose. We have killed Kevin and replaced him with yet another Kevin. It's just like fucking Stephen, right? It's like that. It's like Stephen, Kevin, and what's the other one? Sean, right? The other one where there's just whole slews of like people with the same name, but they're all based. So. Oh, there we go. How you doing, Shuttle? Nice to see you, lad. I was literally just talking about you earlier on as well. It's nice to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hello to you as well. You enjoying yourself? I mean, I'm probably guessing you haven't got too many tabs on the game, but very good performance for you so far. Look, brother, you don't need to worry. I don't ask people to buy memberships because they are kind of pointless. Like, it's more just like if you want to kind of thing, but I don't ever ask for it. The best thing is if you just subscribe and like the streams. I've always said that. Like, I don't give a fuck about donations or anything. Could not care less. Like, subscribe. Two best things you can do. Because it keeps me in the algorithm, and I do this for fun, right? Like, I swear all the time, so it's not as if I get a lot of money from ads. It's, you know, I'm not one of those. I don't like the idea of being one of those. Can you, like, the whole time. Like, so, that's all. We've not got too much left in this game either, to be fair. We've got about, I'd say with additional time, be generous and say 6 minutes. Probably get about 2 or 3 more. And that'd be about it. Well, if they want to get something on the board, then they're going to have to score now. The one thing I can be happy about is I got the amount of goals that we would score correct. I just thought Sporting would be a bit more attacking minded. But again, it's probably the exact same shit that we just experienced the last game. You're coming up against an opponent that by definition you should beat, so you don't really field your strongest strength team when you get caught out. I don't think Sporting will be too disappointed about it, but it's still not going to be a nice thing for them. It will be kind of what happened with Chelsea last season, like that pre-season loss that kind of makes them turn around and go, right, maybe we should tweak some things. Which, I mean, they're trying to do with some changes towards the end of this match. Looks like Trincao's going to be getting the captain's armband, which is fun, I guess, when you're 2-0 down on the 87th minute. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do much rallying from that. How many likes do we have right now? I was aiming for 20. I mentioned that earlier and totally forgot. Just catching up, being busy as fuck, brother. I can imagine, based on some of the shit that I've seen happening and going down in your area, yeah, you probably would be swept off your feet. But it's lovely to see you, brother. I hope you're enjoying yourself, and at the very least, got your feet up and you're chilling out a little bit, even if it's just on a break. Gotta say, the substitutions have put on a smashing performance as well. It's clean. Oh, well, they fucking knocked out of the park then. Even better. Appreciate everyone that has. That's very, very kind. Yeah, that right there. That's the best thing you can do. Trusty, run it forward, son. You know what you have to do. Iwamura, calm enough. Back towards Trusty. Nice. McPherson. If that even is McPherson. It looks like McPherson. I could be wrong, honestly. Again, very hard to tell when you can't really see any fucking names in the back of the shots. Oh, that's a lovely touch for Kenny though. That's a long ball forward that could be dangerous actually. Yang will force the issue. It will be kind of spun around. Iwamura will pop it back into space, but it will just go straight through towards the Sporting shot stopper. Calm enough. Rolled out quick, fast and efficiently. I think the main thing is that Celtic have just brought on a whole systematic bunch of fresh legs around like the 65th, 70th minute mark. Sporting have only actually made a handful of changes. Pretty sure as of now they've only made maybe 5 or 6. Yeah, 6. They've treated it more like an actual match in terms of like substitution limits and stuff like that. Celtic just went, fuck that, throw everybody on. Every human being gets minutes. Hey there, Macaton, nice to see you, mate. Hello to you as well. I know, it's a rare change of pace usually, but actually been very, very convincing for most of this match. Sporting had a wee stint towards the end of the first half where you would say, yeah, they put in some scary moments for sure, but Celtic overall have been comfortably the better team. We could have had 5 or 6 this game if our finishing boots were on. Sporting at best maybe could have had 2, so you know, on a different day this is a 5-2 type of scenario, but instead it's just the 2 for us. A penalty from Hatate that was honestly more or less an own goal for the goalkeeper, let's be honest, kind of came off the back of his back ironically enough and just rolled into the net, and that gave us 1. But the second goal was fucking beautiful for McCowan. Nothing can take away from that. That was a genuinely well worked, beautiful run. So I ain't too fussed in there in the slightest when you look at it like that. And again, only 3 minutes additional on this one. We already played through about 30 seconds, so I don't see Sporting getting 2 goals in 2 minutes or anything. So we've got the win, which is a massive boost for our morale. It's nice to bounce back from a 3-2 defeat and put yourself down on the board with a nice wee clean sheet, especially away from home in a pretty tough place, you know, heat wise for a lot of the Scottish fellas and, you know, milk toned fellas to deal with, let's say. They have not looked as fatigued as you thought they would have been. As soon as bodies started to look tired, Rodgers made changes. So brilliant from start to finish. All the players, coaches, managers, perfect day's work for them. They will not complain at all. Only one that you can say maybe has an issue is IW's finishing. That is literally the only negative we can take for this game. Otherwise, very decent. Even our youngsters have played half okay. There's a half chance, as I say that, for Sporting. Connor there just sends it flying over the top. No real issues there, but the manager's reaction says everything, just kind of scratching the inside of his eyes as if to say, fuck's sake lads, could have done a wee bit better though. He got it at Brighton, Celtic and Aston Villa lost, so that screwed me for a treble. Just never bet on Celtic, we're very unpredictable. That's you enough for the day, mate. That's more than fine. Pleasure to have you in here, Andy. You enjoy the rest of your night, mate. Take it easy and have a good one. Well, we ain't got too much to cover after this, in fairness, to be honest. We kind of stay live for about 5 or 10 minutes afterwards, and that's about it. For those that are new here, though, there's a tradition that we do. The ones that have been here long enough know exactly what I'm talking about, but you're about to hear a very loud yell, because every victory, regardless of circumstance or reason, we celebrate by yelling very loud. That's just what we do. So, yeah, only got about 40-50 seconds and we should be done. Maybe there's a chance for a late goal for either side, just for the sake of vibes, I guess. But 2 goals in the second half from us was more than enough to get the job done. Could have had 2 in the first, but a lovely ball for Tilio. Don't disrespect that at all. Some good pressure there for Donovan, just going to forces it. Oh no, I remember for the why is my brain blanked? The Cork friendly. There we go, got there. I remember for the Cork friendly, yeah. It's your son's channel, right? For sign language and stuff, which was really wholesome. But that's full time. We got the job done. Very calm performance from us. Given the circumstances, a very good bounce back performance from us too. All the youngsters played well. Got some decent insights to the new signings. Awamura again, a very decent substitutional stint, I should say. Tierney looked very calm for the time that he was on the pitch. No real problems. Good composure from McCowan off the bench as well, so we know that even last season's signings are still very much useful in their own wee ways. Alan had a nice wee stint off the bench too. Can't not complain at that. Like I said, just finishing's about the only kind of slight dot in the book that you can say is a slight issue for us to deal with, but I'm more than content with that. Things you'll love to see. Right, time to yell very loud, so border today, because you know the drill. Very good one indeed. If that's you off, look, you enjoy the rest of your night, lad. Oh, boys, lads, gentlemen, ladies, all the things in between, if you know what I mean. We're going to be celebrating now, so tone your volume down just a little bit if you don't want your ears to be blown out like a porn star during a very bad writing phase. Fucking yes, son! Yes! That's good. Very, very content with that. Some would say balling. I would say fucking just very good. Very solid. Nice, clean, calm performance. I wonder if they have decided to fix the statistics. Let me check that now, actually, while we do this. Because usually it says it'll update it at full time, so let's see if it updates it at full time. It didn't last time, but we can check and see. No, of course not. Smashing. Right, give me 2 seconds. There's something that I need to do first. I'll be back in literally about 25 seconds, I would imagine. Just put that. Something, Jesus. You run that thing. Very, very good one, Macadon, absolutely. I should just say Stephen going forward on it. Anytime I see Macadon, I know it's you. Keep it a good walk, hopefully you get to 10,000. Oh, fucking hell, I don't even expect to get 2,000 by the end of the season, bro. You'll be lucky if that even happens, I'll be fully honest. But anyone that has subscribed, how many did we actually end? Did we get 1650 or did we... Oh, we fucking cruised past it. There you go, 1652. So we gained about 10 or 11 right there. I mean, if that's the theme from now to the end of the season. Great, but again, it's mostly part-time games. I don't know what one I'm going to cover between the Ajax and Newcastle game. I might try and prioritise maybe getting the Newcastle game, because that one does look interesting. I might do the Ajax one as well, actually, just depending if I can be arsed. Like I said, I've got a bit of time, but actually when the season actually starts, that's when it's going to be like, I'll do Celtic versus St Mirren, I'll do Aberdeen and Celtic, and I'll do Rangers and Celtic. I won't do the one against Livingston, because I might do the I'll do the Champions League games. I might leave out the Aberdeen one if the Champions League games are in between. We'll just kind of see how that goes. And then with September, there's not as many as important games, so it'll probably be like, I don't know. You got the international break, right? So probably one of the Scotland games and Celtic and probably Hibs, I'd imagine. Like, there's definitely things we can figure out month to month, but in terms of decent results go, I would say that's as calm as we can get. Let's see if it's able to actually... Nah. See, this is why I hate pre-season shit, because you're like, alright, maybe I can actually get an updated... No. I mean, you can see how the game played out. Celtic, obviously, you would say overall probably the stronger side, did what we needed to do. I mean, we scored against the run of play with the first one, but that was just that penalty chance that kind of came away, but we did what was necessary, so no real, issues there. Plus, like I said, we don't need to worry about draws and stuff either, so we actually managed to win, although for some reason, like I said, it doesn't even want to update that one. But on the one that we were using, it's pretty much got everything we needed. Let's see if they fixed the statistics on that. Yeah, I think they did. I mean, we finished because we only had really that penalty shot and then one or two others, so maybe they're a bit off. But for the most part, pretty straightforward. Right, well, when's the next one? Let's take a little gamble. I just realised it'd probably be easier to do this. Hold on. Yes. Figure it out, gentlemen, we're fine. There we go, club friendlies. I might cover that one if I can be asked. If not, though, I will definitely 100% be live for the one on the 24th against Ajax, because that's another game where you'll probably get a bit more of an indicator about how we kind of set up and play it. Ah, that's very kind of you, though. How about you as well, brother? You enjoy the rest of your night? Happening, Jay? Nice to see you, fella. Picked a very conspicuous time to come in because we're literally about to wrap things up pretty soon here, but if you want to say your piece, you're more than welcome to before we wrap things up. But yeah, as I was saying, 19th of July, that will most likely be the next time that I'm live. If I can be asked, if I can, you know, if I wake up a few days beforehand, I'm like, you know, or the day beforehand, I should say, because there's only fucking 3 days until that game happens. I just realised, so, you know, maybe it won't be that one and maybe the Ajax game, but I could cover that one and miss the Ajax game instead. So, you know, most likely I'll cover the Ajax one, because that's one every week. That's pretty reasonable. But who knows? I'll kind of post in my actual Discord. Never got the notification. They are a bastard, YouTube with its notifications, man. It's happened to me as well before, don't worry. I've literally, oh wait, oh fuck, I never knew that was happening. And you click on the stream and it's like, this stream is like concluded, or like the uploader has privatised the video or something. You're just like, I don't know what it is, but if you hit the little bell thing in the corner right beside the subscribe button where my name is, that's the best indicator, because it will notify you every time I do anything, but it's also annoying as shit, so I wouldn't recommend it. But you're more than fine. Don't apologise, mate. It's nice that you've stopped in regardless. But yeah, we've got about 5-ish minutes to kill off before we wrap up stream, so if you want to voice your opinions of the game and all that good stuff, you're more than welcome to. If you missed the result, then we're pretty straightforward. I mean, we can't really run over too much of it. There wasn't too much to run over, but Celtic did win 2-0. First half was actually better attacking wise than the second half, but the second half was a bit more efficient. The goal from McCowan was absolutely fantastic, so no real problems there. Very happy overall with the game performance and game plan. Sporting just didn't really play as good as you thought they maybe would have wanted to have played, and I don't think they'll be too disappointed losing 2-0 to a team that's obviously trying to bounce back from a defeat of their own. So yeah, I mean, the Newcastle game will be a big fucking test for obvious reasons. Newcastle are a very, very well drilled and, more importantly, well stocked outside. So it's one of those. And Ajax is one of those mixed bag ones. So I might actually probably try and maybe do the Newcastle one and see what happens. I mean, honestly, you're not wrong. As weird as Kenny's performance was for the most part, he came on, won us a penalty. Can't complain about it in that aspect whatsoever. Better than I did, in my honest opinion. I mean, it's a hard one, right? It's about preference. If you factor in the fact that Kenny cost us nothing, absolutely spot on. I feel like that's what we should have done. We should have just kind of, you know, focused on developing him. I know that he was out on loan last season, I should say, and that will probably have done him some good. So it's not been a bad thing to bring Ida in, because it's allowed Kenny to go out on loan and get some actual first team minutes, and it seems to have done really good for him. So if he keeps playing with that over pre-season, if he pops up against Newcastle, grabs a goal or something, and then does the same in the first few match days of the domestic campaign, then who knows? I mean, it's always possible. Chances are he won't even really get on the bench, right? You'd imagine it would be Nygren that plays in ahead of him, but still, it's nice food for thought. How was McGowan's goal? It was actually genuinely beautiful. That's the thing about it, Shuto. Like I said, I'll probably be in the Discord for a little bit afterwards, once I actually, you know, go and rehydrate a little bit and get some tea and things into my system, because juice is very selective with how good it can be. Tea hits hard, so. But McCowan's goal was genuinely fucking stunning. He sold his man a dream and placed a really well taken shot, I should say, on the far side, and just made it look as easy as he can. Proper striker's finish. But it's the move that got him in there. Just that little fake dummy touch to just sell his man a dream. Absolutely pristine stuff, man. So I think when you look at it like that, yeah, definitely not bad at all. Definitely not bad at all. Whoa. So let's see. Oh, when it does that for fucking reason. There we go. Yes, sir. This finish was absolutely on the top of the tree. Top of the tree. Well, that's you on the bounce off, mate, then you enjoy yourself, Jay. It's lovely you stop in, lad. it'll kind of wrap up here relatively soon. But if you want to join us for the next one, maybe. If not, then it will be the Ajax friendly. Then you know, there's the date and time. It's a little earlier. I think it's what, yeah, it'd be about 2:50. I would probably have to go live it, so probably a quarter past that start things up. But anyway, out of you, Jill, you enjoy yourself. As Sarda's just so beautifully put it. Once you get ready to kind of wrap off and head off, myself, actually give myself some good shit. There we go. Good man, Jay. Good fucking man. We'll see you back next time, Chief. Just put the notifications on. If they come up, they come up. If not, then join the Discord. You're more than welcome to do so. If you're in there already, then you know what happens. There's a little live tab, so you can do that. But let's kind of wrap this up. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along. If you've been here for the whole stream, just a little bit of it or whatever in between, thank you for doing so. To anyone that's subscribed as well, thank you very much. It's been a very good pre-season so far. We usually only average about 2 or 3 subscribers a fucking stream if we're really lucky, so to gain the better part of about 20 or 30 over the last 2, very nice to see. Anyone that's obviously been brought in because of memberships, I think it was Kevin that brought us in with a 7-month membership, so cheers for that, Kevin, and as well for the gifted subscription to the other Kevin, so cheers to both Kevins, I suppose. It's always nice to see familiar faces pop back. We'll be, like I said, live again potentially for that one on the 19th. If not, then you will see me definitely on the 24th for the game against Ajax. Like I said, Discord will give you the updates ahead of time. If I'm going to miss it, then I'll let you know. If there's no word, then I'll most likely be live. That's all the necessary things. So yeah, that's basically all that needs to be said. I'll let you sign off and enjoy your night. Celtic came through and absolutely fucking stormed it. That's what you love to see. We managed to get the job done. Hopefully we do the same thing again next time. So for now, you know how this goes. I will catch you all in the next one, and as fucking always, Celtic are still the best goddamn team on planet Earth. I'll catch you after, gentlemen. Peace and love, all that good jazz. See you then. Bye. Cheerio. Goodbye. Oh.